You wake up in a darkness that breathes, alive and restless. The air reeks metallic, a stench of dried blood clinging unseen walls, and no mirrors surround you. Yet you feel your face is missing, it no longer belongs to you. Reflection has betrayed you. What would you be without a self staring back at you? The shadows laughed softly, savoring your fragile disorientation. They waited for this, the moment you doubt your own humanity. Are you still flesh, or discarded fragments of forgotten time? A whisper crawls into your ear, faint yet piercing, that it speaks like a forbidden confession, undeniable and cruel, that it tells you. What you lost was never freedom, but dignity. Your body still lives, but shame corrodes deeper than wounds. How long before humiliation becomes the only language you speak? The voice insists. Silence is your sentence and your mask. Then you realize, the whisper comes not from outside, but within. The whisper clings to you, dragging you deeper into the rot. Your hands trace the wall, but it is not stone. It is skin cold, stretched, trembling with memory. This wall refuses to forget. The chamber breathes, exhaling sour perfume of silenced, hidden bodies. You want to look away, but there is nowhere left. Every surface here is a confession carved into flesh. Then you see it. Scratches gouged in frantic desperation. Letters bleed into one another. Words birthed from despair. They tell of those who begged to be remembered, but their identities were erased with surgical cruelty. Their lives dissolved into marks no one was meant to read. That it settles in your stomach, heavy, sickening truth. Here, survival was never living. It was silence that asked this discovery freedom or curse. You know too much now. The chamber waits, listening, expecting you to finish their sentence. It begins as a hollow ache, gnawing deep within your body. Soon it swells monstrous. A hunger without language, beyond all reason. This hunger does not crave food. It craves annihilation itself. That it devours not flesh, but memory, piece by fragile piece. Every moment stretches like torn sinew, memory ripping apart. You reach for fragments. Your name, your face, your laugh. But they crumble instantly, dissolving as soon as you touch them. This hunger feeds on absence, on silence where identity should live. It eats until even your shame feels utterly empty. Your body becomes hollow, begging to be filled with anything. And within this hollowness, another dread awakens. Perhaps this hunger was never yours at all. Perhaps it belongs to the chamber, to countless devoured voices. You are not merely consumed. You are becoming the appetite. The whisper returns, colder, murmuring that true cruelty has not begun. The hunger fades, only to be replaced by a greater wound. Silence. Not your silence, but there's the silence of those who rule. The silence of those who could speak, but turn away. You hear it echoing, louder than screams, ritual polished into silence, draped like velvet over atrocities no one dares to name. You recall the philosophers. Power is not strength, but performance. Here, their performance is immaculate. Blindness rehearsed, ignorance choreographed. They applaud civility built on bones they refuse to see. This silence is not absence. It is complicity, denial made fluent. Each authority smiles by day, while feeding shadows at night. You realize cruelty was never only inside the chamber. That it thrived outside, sanctified by institutions that worship silence as virtue. Sartre claimed hell as other people, but what if hell is silence? You sit with revelation. This silence is not yours to break. Their silence, heavier than chains, presses you toward final collapse. Your body becomes the archive no authority can ever silence. Each scar is an inscription, each tremor a verse carved in flesh. You move, joints grinding with memories that refuse to fade. Even when the mind erases, the flesh always remembers. It remembers stench of the chamber, the hunger, the buried voices. At night the echoes surface, seeping through your veins like poison. Each heartbeat becomes a drum, pounding with remembrance. You realize your body is no longer yours alone. It carries fragments of every soul consumed before you. Their despair coils in your muscles. Their fear stiffens your breath. Their silence gnaws deeply at the marrow of your bones. And here lies the wound. You cannot separate them from yourself. The body is a graveyard. You are both tomb and tombstone. Each movement becomes a Funeral, each breath a reluctant hymn. Yet echoes grow louder, preparing you for the truth they guard. And then you see it, the mirror, cracked and waiting in silence. Its surface slick with a film reflecting not one face, but many. You search for yourself, but the glass refuses to return your image. Instead, it shows the anatomy of humanity stripped to cruelty, cruelty as inheritance, silence as tradition, power masquerading as virtue. You lean closer, and the reflection shifts beneath your searching gaze. Behind your eyes appear the judges, priests, rulers of centuries past. They built kingdoms on broken bodies of the nameless forgotten. Their smiles stretch across centuries, sanctifying cruelty with monuments and prayers. The mirror whispers the truth. This chamber is not the exception, that it is the rule, the architecture of society's hidden cruelty. You wonder if the body itself mirrors the society outside. Every scar becomes a map of civilization's hypocrisy carved in flesh. Perhaps the horror is not confined here, but walks freely outside. The glass quivers, waiting for you to turn away or to keep watching. The mirror shatters, and with it, the fragile illusion of order. Shards scatter, catching dim light like fragments of broken law and faith. You step among them, hearing crunches like civilizations collapsing beneath your feet. Every shard reflects a different horror. Children silenced, bodies discarded in shadows. Nations smile while their hands drip crimson with hidden crimes. The hunger, the silence, the echoes. They converge, pressing in from all sides. Even the chamber itself buckles under the crushing weight of truth. Order was never real, only scaffolding to disguise rot beneath, a stage erected to mask cruelty. And now the stage is burning. You smell centuries burning, power devouring itself in sweet decay. But collapse does not bring freedom. It brings exposure. When walls fall, no sanctuary remains, no silence thick enough to hide bones. You stand trembling amid ruin, truth now naked, sharper than chains. Naked truths cut deeper than the cruelest prison forged by man. The dust settles, yet another weight lingers, the final reckoning, waiting in dark. You remain when all else has fallen to ruin and ash. The last witness, the final fragment, wandering memory's burning field. Around you lies the carcass of order, smoldering in silence. Its crimes whisper in smoke, a language written by flame. You understand survival was never living, but carrying what others could not. Their screams, their shame, their silence now burn alive within you. The weight is unbearable. Your bones carved from gravestones themselves. Your blood feels thick with vanished names, ink of the forgotten. You are no longer one body, but a congregation of ghosts. A cathedral of echoes, carved in flesh, no authority erased. Yet with this inheritance comes a curse. To remember is to suffer, to speak is to wound the world's flesh all over again. But silence would be betrayal of every voice that burned before you. So you speak, trembling, a lone voice against centuries of denial. As your words rise, the darkness bends closer, listening in silence.